Hey y'all, what's up? How are you? I'm having some deja vu right now. You ever get deja poo? It's when you're sitting on the dome, the toilet, and you're like, oh my god, this has happened before. I know this has happened already. Oh my god. If you don't like girls smarter than you, you might not like me. May the force be with you. I got some Skywalker Kush. And what else do I have? On this sun's day of aerosol sprayed sky, I have cash register synchronicity. And I have an article about synchronicity. The term coined by the Swiss psychoanalyst Carl Gustav Jung. How many of these did I collect today? There were two at the outset that were just over the top, which I should share with you first, because this is what I had taken a break from highlighting and reprinting this phenomenon. And today that break came to an end when I saw these. The total number of them I collected today, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Today's date, 4/14, originally 2/14, because April was originally the second month. Mars, Aries would be 1. April, Aphrodite, Venus, Mars, March, Mars and Venus, March and April. Just like Aries and Libra, the spring and the autumn. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Yang and Yin. Yang is the solar male. Yin is the lunar female. 3-day today. 1, 2, 3, 3. 2019 is 3. 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 9 is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. Yes, 12 and 3 share a common identity. Reduction by addition is how you get to the single digit value of a multiple digit number. So, look at that. This was this was Yusef's. This is the second one that I noticed at 106. The total of the customer's purchase $106 for 33 items. An invoice number 06888833. Multiples of L even. 88 is 11 8 times. 33 is 11 3 times. L even, the pair of L's of Yang and Yin. The pillars of dual, the duel, the 2L of the Tao, of the sun and the moon, of the twist of time, the pretzel, the puzzle, the puzzle, with its pieces or Pisces. 106, 106. This was the first one. 12:16 p.m. Total $2.16 and 60 cents. 1216 and the total was 216. Time and total of L. An invoice number ending in 44. What's 4 times 4? 16. What's 5 plus 2 plus 9? My birthday, cashier number May 29th. JFK's birthday also. My father's birthday is the day of the JFK assassination. My dad Peter turned 11 on 11/22/63. And I have JFK's birthday. 5 plus 2 plus 9 is 16. 1 and 6, 7, as in 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I noticed that 16 was mentioned twice in the film The Highwayman, starring Kevin Costner, about the Texas Ranger, retired Texas Ranger who caught Bonnie and Clyde. 16 was twice mentioned in that. 8 plus 8. TRUMP equaling 88. I'm a driver, I'm a winner. Things are gonna change, I can feel it. You notice where I am here? This is called the driver's seat, okay? The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. It will not be televised. 1185 total at 518. 518, look at the total, 1185. 518 with another 1. L even. Of the pair of L's. The parallel. The parables, the pair of bulls. The double of the sun and the moon. The daisy, of the sun, yang. Of the Angus of language of angelish English. Of the Anglo, yang gang. Of the cattle, cat-el, cartel. The cart of L. 815. 1, 2, 3. 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 8 is 14, the date, 14th. And 15 plus 8. Don't be late. Charlie, pace, P-ace, S-pace, space. 2883, 17th hour, 20th minute, 30th second. Total $28 on the 28th minute. 528, 2883, 13 items. Invoice number ending in HH88 of the hatch of the head of 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42, 108, the infinite. Sixteenth hour, 17th minute, 39th second, 13 times 3, 39 at the end of the total, 45, 13 total, the time, 4, 17, 17 items, 1 and 7 is 8, 8, 8, H, H, head and heart, head and heel, heaven and hell, 8 and 8, the parallels, the pair of L's, L is God in Phoenician, Canaanite, Paleo-Hebrew. L, as in the article in Spanish, the in English, the as in theo, the O, divine, theology, God. God equaling 26 in English gematria. Number of items here at 1:26 p.m. 666 with 4. A pair of 4s, 26, 18 and 6, and 8, 18 and 8, H and H. $15 items. And it was the 15th second of the 15th minute of the 17th hour, 5 p.m. 5:15 and 15 seconds, 15 items. What's 1 and 5? And what does 1 and 5 look like? 1 I and S is, which equals 19 in English gematria. I is 9, equals 28. I is 9 and S is 19. 28. Same as man equaling 28, Ohm equaling 28, and Eden equaling 28. And you have the 28.5 day monthly moonly lunar cycle L of L, cycle, the bicycle of light and dark, of day and night, of of full and new or black. And last but not least here, we have at 5:57, 17:57 and 28 seconds. There we go again. 48 exactly. Invoice number ending in 88 or 1988. The order of the transaction 1988, the year that the film Donnie Darko, the story takes place. It was released in 2001 on September 19th, 119, 2001. Takes place in 1988, and the protagonist's name is Donnie Darko, Donnie from Donald, and Trump equals 88. And the film leads up to the election of 88, or the election of Trump, 8+8=16, 2016, on the date of 11/9 was his acceptance speech after midnight. The election on 11/8, 11 times 8, 88, November 8th and November 9th. Queens, New York, Trump. The Queens, Trump. Chess. Think chess, think cards, the Trump card, the Joker, 53rd card, 5 and 3, 8. Think The Last President book by Ingersoll. What's his name? I forget the name. The Last President. Ingersoll Lockwood. Look that up. The Last President. You want to have your mind blown about this 88 Trump, Donald Trump, Donnie Darko psyop going on. This dark occult psyop. Dark occult. 88 is the number of the occult god Mercury, god of the Hermetic science. Mercury, 88-day year, has an 88 miles per hour in Back to the Future, and Biff is based on Trump, according to Bob Gale, co-author of Back to the Future. The bully Biff, who time travels and alters the timeline from 1955 in the second Back to the Future film. So let's read from this article here from the site. Anyway, I'm going to post this on Facebook. The synchronicity is the coming, this is what Jung said. Synchronicity, he's the one who coined the term. Synchronicity is the coming together of inner and outer events in a way that cannot be explained by cause and effect, and that is meaningful to the observer. The definition of synchronicity was originally developed by Swiss psychoanalyst Carl Gustav Jung. Jung co-defined the word to describe what he called temporally coincident occurrences of acausal events. Jung variously described synchronicity as an acausal connecting principle, i.e., a pattern of connection that cannot be explained by conventional, efficient causality. Meaningful coincidence and acausal parallelism. Jung introduced the concept as early as the 1920s, but only gave a full statement of it in 1951 in an Eranos lecture, then published in 1952, published a paper, Synchronicity, an acausal connecting principle. They give different dates for this. I thought it was 47, but I guess it was 52. Synchronicity, an acausal connecting principle, in a volume with related study by the physicist and Nobel winner Wolfgang Pauli, P-A-U-L-I. It was a principle that Jung felt gave conclusive evidence for his concepts of archetypes and the collective unconscious, in that it was descriptive of a governing dynamic that underlay the whole of human experience and history. Social, emotional, psychological, and spiritual. Events that happen which appear at first to be coincidence, but are later found to be causally related, are termed as incoincident. Jung believed that many experiences perceived as coincidence were not merely due to chance, but instead suggested the manifestation of parallel events or circumstances reflecting this governing dynamic. One of Jung's favorite quotes on synchronicity was from Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll, in which the White Queen says to Alice, "It's a poor sort of memory that only works backwards." According to Occam's razor, positing an underlying mechanism for meaningfully interpreted correlations is an unsupported explanation for a meaningful coincidence, if the correlations may alternatively be explained by simple coincidence. The amount of meaningful coincidence which one expects by random chance is higher than most people's intuition would lead them to believe, an observation known as Littlewood's law. Jung and followers believe that synchronous events such as simultaneous discovery happen far more often than random chance would allow, even after accounting for the sampling bias inherent in the fact that meaningful coincidences are noticeable while meaningless coincidences are not. In psychology and cognitive science, confirmation bias is the tendency to search for or interpret new information in a way that confirms one's preconceptions and avoids information and interpretations which contradict your beliefs. Many critics believe that any evidence for synchronicity is due to confirmation bias and nothing else. Wolfgang Pauli, a scientist who in his professional life was severely critical of confirmation bias, lent his scientific credibility to support the theory of synchronicity, co-authoring a paper with Jung on the subject. Some of the evidence that Pauli cited was that ideas which occurred in his dreams would have synchronous analogues in later correspondence with distant collaborators. Jung claims that in 1805 the French writer Émile Deschamps was treated to some plum pudding by a stranger named Monseigneur de Forgebaut. 10 years later, the writer encountered plum pudding on the menu of a Paris restaurant and wanted to order some, but the waiter told him the last dish had already been served to another customer, who turned out to be Forgebaut. Many years later, in 1832, Émile Deschamps was at a diner and was once again offered plum pudding. He recalled the earlier incident and told his friends that only de Forgebaut was missing to make the setting complete, and in the same instant the now senile de Forgebaut entered the room. In fact, Deschamps gives the name as de Fontgibu, and also describes him as Marquis and Colonel who fought against Napoleon under Louis Joseph de Bourbon, Prince de Condé, and Echoes from the Harp of France, a collection of works by G.S. Tributian. Since no de Fontgibu appears in French history, this is most likely an invented name and could easily be a purely fictional character.